YouTube? What's going on? Trey back again to hit you with a video. Now, this video right here comes out of Chicago. Big shout out to all my people in Chicago and Illinois. Hope you all are keeping yourselves warm because I know if it's cold here, it's cold as hell there. But we have another cold case, another cold ass story. And my condolences goes out to this young man's family. He goes by the name of Mr. Jamil Robinson, I think. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, excuse me. But anyway, my condolences goes out to his family. I think this guy was about 25, 26 years old, and he was working security for this local bar, you know, in like a suburban area of Chicago. And it's like one of these after hours bar where like a lot of riffraff come, a lot of people who just, some of them troublemakers, most of them troublemakers. You have some good people there, but most time people come there, it's for, you know, just chill, unwind, and some of them coming there with that BS. And that's why I advise a lot of people, you know, be careful of these places that you frequent and that you attend to, and try to relax yourself, have a drink or whatnot. And also for you security guards and you people who work there, your managers or whatnot, be careful, because we live in a strange time where it just seems like every other day a police is killing and black man for basically no damn reason. I just have to put it out there just like that. I don't know any way to say it other than that, because from what I've been hearing from this case from the last day or two is the fact that this guy was basically killed in the line of duty. And that's what the title should read also. The title should read that this man was killed in the line of duty while performing his job to the best of his ability. Now, the story goes that, well, it's conflicting story, but the story I've been hearing the most, and the one that's mostly in the news, is the fact that this guy was basically trying to break up a fight. It was two groups of people got into a fight. The shot started getting let off. He tried to leave one group out of another door and try to go, you know, assess the situation in another area. It was him and amongst other security guards working there. He was not the only one. And also, big shout out to the security guard that came out and basically told the truth. I think his name is Darian Marix. But big shout out to him also, and I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. But he came out and spilled the beans and basically said that the police did not tell the security guard, Mr. Jamil Robinson, to drop the weapon. But at the same time, as soon as he walked in there, he opened fire on this guy, kind of like the similar situation they did with the Tamir Rice situation, where we had a young kid basically playing with a BB gun in a park. And I know because I used to play in a park with a BB gun also, sometime around our house in the country or whatnot. And, you know, we never got killed, never got gunned down. But this police drove up on Tamir, and I'm just making that to make a point. You know what I'm saying? It's like a segue to slide in there to show you how ruthless some of these cops is. You know, this cop basically just pulled up. It was two cars. The cop on the passenger side pulled up on Tamir Rice while he was playing with his gun, and within 4 seconds, gunned this child down, just gunned him down. And also, you know, when the cop came, the people was telling him basically, look, that's the security guard, that's the security guard. So why did the police ignore the crowd, the people that was there, and also some of the workers there, and also seeing that this guy had a security guard hat on and security written across his chest on his bulletproof vest? So you mean to tell me, for all you people who ever went to a club, a bar, or whatever, you do not see security walking around identifying themselves as security, because that's how you know who they are. Can't nobody just walk around with plain clothes on and put their hands on you or tell you to leave or whatnot. You're going to look at them like, who the hell are you? I mean, do that make common sense? Yes, but they fail to think that some of us out here still have common sense, and we still can see through the smoke mirrors and the bullshit. But at the same time, you and I both know, for those who ever went out to clubs, bars, or whatever, you don't have to even go to a club or bar. You can go to the mall. You can go to certain stores, especially this time of year. You see people dressed up in a uniform, whether they had the pants on and the shirt, or the hat, the whole attire, or they just have the vest on or the hat, but it's still something identifying them as what? Security. But this police officer not only lied and said that this guy was basically ignored his commands to drop the gun, but also lied and said that this guy wore plain clothes, not the police, excuse me, but the state police. And it's strange that the state police always investigating their minions. Yes, their minions doing certain things. That's just like you breaking my house, you and your cousin. But at the same time, you get caught and your cousin is the one that's supposed to investigate it. Who's going to tell on who? Nobody's going to tell on nobody. I don't know if they think we are so stupid or whatnot, but at the same time, this cop rushed in there, bone rushed the door, basically gunned this man down, and then now they're trying to come up with what we call an elaborate story, but we can see through the smoke mirrors. But thank you to Mr. Darian Marix for basically spilling the beans, saying that this cop did not even tell the security guard to drop the gun and just basically shot this man, and shot this man more than one time. shot this man multiple times. Because when they shoot to kill. They teach them that. I'm going to read a snippet from this story and I'm going to give my opinion. Surely as we go. Witness didn't hear officer order security guard to drop gun. Chicago. A security guard who was working at a suburban Chicago bar when a black co-worker was fatally shot by a white police officer said Wednesday that he never heard the officer order the other man to drop his gun. The comments come from Darian Myricks, and big shout out to him also, because it takes a big man to stand up and say this, because a lot of times these certain individuals be out for retaliation because they don't want nobody to hear the real truth. So big shout out to Darian Myricks, because you did an honorable thing by basically whether you and this guy was friends or whatnot, but the fact that was your co-worker and it could have been you if you would have had the gun. Think about that. And wouldn't you want somebody to speak for you? If Jamil was the one alive and you was the one dead, would you not want somebody to speak for you? I know I would. Now, the comments come from Darian Morris. It came hours after Illinois State Police released a statement saying witnesses have told investigators that the officer ordered security guard Jamil Robeson to drop his gun before opening fire. Police were responding to a gunfight early Sunday at Manny's Blue Room in Robbins that injured 4 people, including Myers. 2 groups of people fighting. Guns started coming out, pistol playing, because I guess people don't want to use their hands no more. Nobody got time to throw hands no more. So the security guard, being a security guard, put his life on the line. This man stepped into the face of danger, entered the lion's den, if you will, and basically, was a hero in extinguishing the situation, only to be gunned down by really somebody in the same line of work that he is, security. Police not security? I mean, that's the same thing as I see it. One has probably a higher credential or more training, but you're still basically doing what? Security type work. But at the same time, and it's sad, the truth come out later on when it said that this man had intentions to go to the academy. Soon there was another academy, because they have it every so many months or every, once, twice a year where you can join the police for. This guy, goal and dream was to become a police officer, only to wind up killed by a police officer. Now, if that's not a sad story, and if that's not to add insult to injury, I don't know what the hell is. Now, Myricks, who was shot in the shoulder, told the Associated Press in a phone interview from his hospital room that he clearly heard several people shout at the officer that Robeson, who was holding a suspect at gunpoint, was a security guard. And like the cop couldn't see the hat, you couldn't see the vest or whatnot. You couldn't tell that this was a security guard. You could tell the proper way he was holding his gun, because they teach them a certain way to hold their gun. It's not like they holding it all like this. You know how to be on the movies, holding a gun sideways. Let me tell you something. You go shoot a 44 or 45 sideways, watch when it snap back and bust your eye out or your nose, something. So all that stuff is fake. So I'm sure the officer knew. But at the same time, it's like, they have taken away our rights to even be heroes. Like, we can't even be a hero, and it's strange that the hero in the situation get gunned down, but the individual who started the violence is still alive. I mean, that's just the crazy world that we live in. Now, it was not only the aspect where Myricks' account differed from that of the news release that Illinois State Police issued Tuesday night, that for the first time addressed in detail what happened in the predominantly black community of Robbins, just south of Chicago. And it's also strange that soon as things happen, you want cops to investigate cops. No, it should be an outside individual source, a private source that have nothing to do with the police and all that, because if you understand, the police is a private source too, and we want to think that they work for us, you better really go dig deep and see who the police really work for. Then you would change that attitude. Now, the agency declined to comment beyond the release, which came as questions have swirled about whether the shooting was justified or whether race played a role. I believe race played a role, and also a lack of respect for humanity. All this lack of training, damn well, just like I know, and I'm not even a police, you feel me? And a lot of you all not also, even though some of you all are undercover police, if you know what I mean. But anyway, now, if I'm approaching the situation and I see a guy with a hat on, and I see a guy with the vets on, and other people telling me, including the other security people, that this is a guard, why would I open fire? And if I was open fire, you probably shoot one time. If that, we just give you the first bullet, even though it only takes one bullet to kill you. Now, so why would you continue to fire multiple times? And the people say they don't even know how many times this guy was actually shot. They didn't release in a statement how many times this man was actually shot. And it was intent to kill. Now, in its release, state police said Robeson, who was wearing plain black clothing. This is what they said the man was wearing. Now they lying on the dead man. Plain black clothing with no markings, readily identifying himself as a security guard. Said he didn't have anything on him identifying himself as a security guard. And what security guard did you know do not go to work with khaki pants on, with all kinds of stuff, badges and all this on, handcuffs and all this stuff on? Well, he can be identified because if you didn't see the attire, the uniform, you would think he's just a regular person. You probably whoop his ass. You feel me? I'm just being honest. It's just like if you go to the damn hospital and a doctor walk by you with plain clothes on. Would you know that's a doctor? If you go to Burger King and you trying to order, you say a Whopper combo, number 2, number 1, or whatever the number is, and you see people standing back there with just regular clothes on, you would think, where all the workers at? The workers in a meeting or something? Because that's not how we identify. We identify with things like labor. When you see this right here, you know one thing, what that means. It don't mean security. It mean what? New Orleans Saints, a fleur de lis. So you know what that means. I don't understand why people try to play with people's intelligence. Now, however, Myra said all the security guards wore knit hats emblazoned with the word security on them, and that Roberson wore a black sweatshirt with the word security written on the back of the shoulder. But he also acknowledged that it's possible that the officer could not see the white lettering from where he was standing, but he still could hear people saying, this is the security guard. He still also heard the police officer I'm speaking of, heard also that the security guard even told him, look, that's one of us. That's one of us. And he still get gunned down, even with the vest on and all that on, even with the hat on. And you still gun him down with the word security on? Let's just be honest. I mean, this just was like, it was like a slaughter, basically. It was like a setup. Myrick's was one of 6 security guards working at the bar at the time, but he is the only one so far to come forward publicly to discuss what happened. And big shout out to him, because the rest of those guys, until they man up, those guys are punks. And I'm not meaning no offense toward anybody, in the LGBT community, or none of that. When I say punk, I mean weak. Those guys are very weak. This guy basically sat up here and got killed in a line of duty on a job, and y'all would not even open your mouths and say nothing. Now, what if that was one of you? And I'm sure you would want to go home to your wife and kids and your mom and dad, but it's all good, as long as it ain't us. But when it becomes us, when we become the victim, we want everybody to cry out and help us. But here you have your own co-worker who I'm sure that you done laughed and told jokes to, and share your day-to-day experience with. And probably went over his house to eat, play video games and whatnot, went to football games and whatnot, even just driving to a store. And that don't mean something to you all? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Loyalty, a lot of people just don't have no damn loyalty no more. And a lot of people just don't even want to just do the right damn thing. Whatever happened to doing the right thing? That's what I want to know. Also, a bar patron also told reporters earlier that he heard people yelling at the officer that Roberson was a security guard. There was multiple people, including the security guard, Darian Myrick, telling the police that this man, Mr. Jamil Roberson, was a security guard, even though he had security, the vest on and the hat on, and had the gun and proper stance, everything. He still winds up getting dead. He still winds up dead, Now, Myers, who was 43 years old, said the initial shooting at the bar stemmed from a fight between 2 groups of people. As security guards tried to separate them and lead them out separate doors. Somebody came back and opened fire, Myers said. And that person that came back and opened fire, they're not dead. No, the hero in the situation, the one who tried to resolve the issue, the problem, is the one dead by, really, his fellow comrade. Security, you may not have the credentials to go out there and police the public, but still, though, you're still in some form of capacity. You have a weapon, you can take somebody's life. So it's kind of not the same as the police, but it is the same, if you know what I mean. Now, he said he wasn't armed and that he doesn't believe other security guards fired their weapons. The officer who shot Roberson was from the nearby community of Midlothian and was among several officers from various agencies who responded to the shooting. Myers told the AP that the officer ran into the bar and pointed his gun at a bar customer, the bartender, and Myers. Myers said he informed the officer that he was a security guard, and the officer then went outside. Looking out the door, Myers said he could see Jamil had one guy face down, asking him to put his hands behind his back when he saw the officer point his weapon at Roberson. Now, here you is, police. You see the guy, got the guy face down his back, telling him to put his hands behind his back. The same shit that you all do. What happened? You got so jealous that you want to be the hero, that you want to stop the shooter, that you end up killing the damn hero in the situation. Who cannot understand that and put that together? I mean, put two and two together and get four. If you put two and two together and you getting 3 and 5, something is wrong with you. You're doing your multiplication wrong. I mean, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, both of them put together, can see that. Let's just go and continue because this don't make no damn sense. Now, the officer seen him telling the guy to put his hands behind the back, had the guy on the ground, and still opened fire on Mr. Jamil Roberson. And also, the security says, I never heard the cop demanding him to do anything, but everybody was telling him Jamil was a security. They were telling him this security, but the officer didn't say anything. But the officer, as they do when they work and their procedures and shit, the bullshit they sprinkle out here to the public, they'll tell people, well, we told him to drop his weapon. We told him to do this, and come to find out they ain't say shit, but just open up fire on you. I mean, let's just be for real, because if he told the man to drop his weapon, he could clearly see what? That this man is a security guard and he's apprehending the one who's came in there and did all the shooting. I mean, let's just be honest about it. Myrex also noted that none of the other responding officers opened fire. So why did this lone wolf cop, this RoboCop, if you will, and this not even Detroit, open up fire on this guy, the security guard, and ending his life when he basically was a damn hero and should be praised for what he done. Instead, he winds up dead and have to bury this man. That's a sad situation right there. It's no telling how far that this guy could have excelled in law enforcement since he wanted to be a cop. But this goes to show you, though, I mean, let's just be for real. We ain't got to say what's understood ain't got to be explained. We see how certain people feel about us, because there's no way that this would have happened like this on the other side of the tracks. Not like that when people in security guards tell him this man is security. That's the shooter right there. And you kill the person who stopped the shooter. The officer's name has not yet been released. He is on paid leave. Now, you kill somebody, then you're going to be able to go take a vacation. You see what I'm saying? It's just stupid, man. It's clearly stupid. Now, video of the shooting could reveal exactly what happened, but the agencies involved have not said whether any exist. Videos exist. Oh, damn right they exist, because guess what? Let's use common sense, people, if you will. How many bars would you know that would be in open and serve all type of riffraff and people, even if it was in a affluent neighborhood? You don't know who's going to come in there with an issue with somebody one day. You got to have security footage. You don't know who's broken, who may rob you. It's security footage. You mean to tell me if you have security in a garage, in houses, you cannot have security in your business? You wouldn't protect your business or yourself? I mean, let's just be for real about that. So we know they have video footage. But guess what, though? That video footage would prove what Darian Myrex said and what everybody else said, that this guy was basically just killed, like slaughtered, like a pig. If any police body cam video exists, no state law requires it to be released. Wow. Illinois, really? Y'all don't have to release y'all body cam footage? Damn. The Chicago Police Department releases video within 90 days of a shooting, but that policy does not apply because that agency's officers was not involved. You see how they hit you with the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That's just some crazy-ass mess right there. Now, Cullis, who has filed a motion asking a judge to order the agencies to preserve any footage, they have also said he doesn't yet know how many times Roberson was shot or where on his body he was shot. That's a sad situation right there. I thought they said he got shot in the side. And come to find out, he's shot probably multiple places and everything. And people that's kin to Mr. Jamil Roberson, go down there and see exactly what this man was shot at, how many times he was shot, and release that information to the public. You feel me? Sometimes you ain't got to do it all. You have some people out here who would take on the leg work for you, and people that have certain connections. You know how many times this man was shot exactly and where he was shot at, because that shows right there this officer came there with the intent to kill the man, just like he did. He didn't just let out one shot. No, just like when they be having these shootouts and stuff. And some of these guys, I can understand, if a guy pull out AR-15 guns at you, even if it's a 22 and aiming at you, start busting at you, yeah, you're supposed to end his life. But at the same time, have we not seen videos of a guy basically just walking away and they shoot this guy 40, 50 times? Huh? It's 10 of y'all and this guy only got a knife and y'all got tasers and you just flat out gun him down? This shows that they have been given the power, the law to kill people, period, regardless. Now, also said, I talked to the family after they viewed his body, and they said the authorities did not tell them how many times he was shot. That's what the family said also. So family, go back down there and see exactly how many times this guy was shot and see where he was shot at and release that information to the public. My people in Illinois, let me know what you all think about this video, because it's a crime shame that we had a man inspiring, not some thug, some hooligan, the stereotype they try to paint of certain black males and stuff. But we had an upstanding man, no felony record, because you can't be a police officer with a felony anyway. So we had a man with an upstanding record. I think he was a father also, leaves behind a child. I think, if I'm wrong, forgive me, but they showed a picture of him with a baby. But at the same time, this young man, 26 years old, young guy, got his whole life ahead of him. And his dream was what? To become a police officer, but he was ultimately killed by a police officer. Now, if that's not a strange situation, you tell me what is. Let me know what you all think about this video. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely share this video with your family and friends, and let your friends know. You know, be careful. Always be careful. Some things you can't prevent. This guy did nothing wrong. He did everything right and still was killed. I'm out.